Mass-produced and highfalutin noise pollution, it's the Going Off podcast with Rap Critic and Muse. And it is that time of year, my dude.
That's right. You're going to be hearing nothing but Hanukkah music just from here to January. Can't get enough of it.
You can't go in a Caldor or a Kmart or another store that is probably out of business at this time of year.
Toys R Us, right? That's still open, right?
You walk into any Toys R Us or KB Toys, and as soon as those automatic doors open up, it's just like The Shining. It's a barrage.
Here comes the yarmulke.
Here comes...
I haven't heard this song in a while. I must admit.
I just picture someone with a yarmulke on like a pillow, like a satin pillow, walking up with it. Oh, look out! Oh, look now! Here comes your yarmulke. It's time for your yarmulke.
You gotta wear it if you want to get in. We don't do business. No, it's actually funny to bring that up because did I tell you I've been listening to the Adam Sandler podcast called Adam Sandler Please Stop?
No, but I already want to hear it.
So basically, yeah, they go through. They started off going through all the bad Adam Sandler movies, and eventually they got to Rob Schneider and all those guys. But amongst it, they decided to review their Adam Sandler's comedy albums.
Yes.
And
I've been wanting to talk about these because I texted you because when I fucking saw the cover of "They're All Gonna Laugh at You," I immediately it flipped that switch.
It came flooding back.
It brought me, unfortunately, back to 6th or 7th grade. I did own, I want to say, 4.
Oh my god!
CDs.
Yes, you owned all of them apparently because he has made 4.
Okay, I'm trying to think off the top of my head without looking at what they're called. I had "They're All Gonna Laugh at You."
Yeah.
I had
the horrible fucking skit. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. See, it's funny because they're repeating it.
There was one called "What's Your Name?" where he has clown makeup on.
Yep, that's one of the ones I saw.
And that one has the single song "The Lonesome Kicker." I'm skipping ahead to the album Stan and Judy's Kid. I remember that one. I had that one. There's one album I'm forgetting. What the hell happened to me? Fuck. Okay, yeah, I had that one too. I also bought Shh, Don't Tell, which was the 5th one.
Oh wow, you're completionist, eh?
Yeah, but yeah, up until 2004, wow, that's way too late.
Right, I was looking wait a minute, how long was he a thing?
It really was right time, right place, right time, because this was the mid-90s. He had the back-to-back, think about it for a sec. Think about, Carrot Top. Right? I'm sure you haven't thought about Carrot Top in a minute,
yeah,
but
exactly.
Do yourself a flavor. Think about Carrot Top for a sec. Think about Pauly Shore.
Oh, okay.
Those types, right? Pauly Shore, a little before this, he was fortunate enough to have back-to-back success. He had 4 movies.
Yeah, he had 4 movies, 3 in a row, and then I think the last one was kind of the one where he kind of dipped.
Yeah, he did fucking Encino Man, In the Army, Biodome. Who can forget Biodome? With fucking Tenacious D in the movie.
Steve Baldwin.
Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, back to fucking back.
Yeah.
Smash hits. People still fucking talk about those movies, they still reference them. Why not release a string of comedy albums with your friends? And they all just seem like in-jokes.
Whenever Adam Sandler's in a movie and he plays, whenever he's not I'm an idiot. Whenever he has to play
was a good impression of what he sounds like in most of his later movies.
But it's like whenever he has to play
I can't fucking believe I keep fucking everything up.
Little Nicky was the first actual Adam Sandler movie I ever watched.
Oh my god, no.
No, it was Waterboy, then Little Nicky. I saw that at a sleepover. Yeah.
Waterboy's not so bad.
it's like slight, but I never saw the heights of Adam Sandler. You know what I mean? When I was younger. So like it was just there, and then anger management. And I remember just being like, why did people like this person? Adam Sandler is either I'm a complete idiot and you laugh at me because I'm a dumbass, or it's hey, I'm the smarmy guy and I'm gonna call you a pop culture reference. Like if someone's really tall, oh hey there Frankenstein, what are you doing? Like that's all his humor is. You know what I mean?
For a while there, every single movie was Adam Sandler is kind of a fuck up. Adam Sandler meets an attractive lady. Adam Sandler falls for attractive lady. Attractive lady starts to fall for Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler does something to fuck things up. Lady is no longer interested in Adam Sandler and leaves him. Adam Sandler does something to redeem himself, win lady back at the end. That's the movie? And I think that started with, I want to say started with, Wedding Singer? I just remembered that I saw Fever Pitch in the movie theater, and I'm so mad.
What?
I was just sitting here, and I know that's a total non sequitur, but...
What in the fuck was that movie about?
Okay. So, A-plot, Jimmy Fallon is a fan of the Red Sox.
Jimmy Fallon! Oh, when they tried to make him a thing. Oh, no.
Jimmy Fallon, after the movie Taxi, I guess, did so well, the movie with Queen Latifah, they decided, let's give him a romantic comedy with Drew Barrymore. Because she did so well with Adam Sandler that naturally, she's the magic ticket that is the key to the success of the SNL alum, who basically Jimmy Fallon was following the exact footsteps of Adam Sandler.
It was like everyone knew he wasn't funny, though.
Jimmy Fallon released his own CD. He tried to do songs and music videos. He was the idiot boyfriend. Remember?
Boyfriend. That was one of those songs that like hit me perfectly at that young age. But I think like where I'm right in the moment of like I'm kind of laughing because it's silly and he's doing a silly voice, but I feel like I'm not like laughing all the way through. You know when like when your kid is just like, I should enjoy this because silly music video and guy doing silly voice, but something's wrong. You know what I mean? And it's like it just takes a couple of years of maturing to realize, oh, he's not funny. Like this is a thing that is set up to be funny and nothing funny is happening. See, that's that emotion you're feeling, young rap critic.
So he's a fan of the Red Sox, right?
Yeah.
And he's from Boston, and you'd think because he did the character on Saturday Night Live that he'd be able to do a Boston accent really well. It disappears pretty early on in the movie. Yeah, he holds it up for a little while. And he's dating Drew Barrymore, who does not know like anything about baseball. This is literally all I remember about the movie. There's a joke that she makes about the Red Sox in front of Jimmy Fallon and his other baseball-loving friends or whatever, and I think he gets mad about it. So I want to say Drew Barrymore feels like she has to make it up to her asshole boyfriend by running out onto the field during a Red Sox game to get his attention? I think that's the end of the movie. You want to talk about the mountain goats?
Okay, let's get into it. Let's get right into it.
Let's talk about the motherfucking mountain goats. This was a Patreon request from your page, correct?
Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me get the name of the person.
And while you're looking for that, I just want to let people know, in case that they are sitting there and they want to request an album to be reviewed on the show, we're going to be mentioning Patreon requests, but we don't do Patreon anymore. It just takes us a while to get to the requests. If you want to request an album now, meaning right now, you're listening to the show, you want to do it right the fuck now, head on over to Ko-fi, that's ko-fi.com/goinoff, and it is a one-time $50 pledge to request an album to be reviewed on the show.
So, thank you to Cameron Ragland for your request of Life of the World to Come by the Mountain Goats. So, you told me that you have had a previous experience with them, right?
Not too much. I was aware of them, and I listened to them a little bit. So I was I kind of knew what to expect here. What I wasn't expecting, and I don't know if this would be like a spoiler or whatnot, but when people are requesting albums, there's a few criteria I might have people meet. One, okay. When you put in a request, maybe let us know how your name's pronounced. That helps when we're giving you a shout out on the show. Maybe if it's of a certain subject matter, a sensitive subject matter, maybe let us know. If the album has the potential to make you cry at any point, maybe let us know that ahead of time. So you don't just randomly find yourself crying at a goddamn album review. I gotta follow a goddamn death dedication with the fucking up-tempo number.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, this album hit me, dude. I wasn't ready for it. I think the Mountain Goats songs I was familiar with were a bit more, like Casey Kasem would say, up-tempo numbers. This was a bit more low-tempo, a bit more solemn in nature. But I still really dug it. I really liked just about every song. I think there might have been one or two songs I thought were not as strong as the others. And I want to say the song I thought was the weakest they might have went ahead and just got it out of the gate early with fucking the very first track. I thought might be the weakest on the album. 1 Samuel 15:23. By the way, they're all named after Bible verses.
Yeah, this is a Christian rock group?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just there are certain parallels to the Bible verse. Now, if you're following along on Genius, they try to explain it. A lot of the time, I don't really see the connection.
Yeah, I didn't even try.
But the songwriters seem to think there was. But no, as far as I know, they are not. Because particularly the first song is about, allegedly, being a non-Christian in a country that is becoming more and more Christian. And the quote is, "It's about trying to make your way in a world that's kind of been overrun by Christians and megachurches." I didn't really get that.
I didn't get that at all. As a matter of fact, well, this is a lot more of a, Damon Albarn, Radiohead, abstract. Like, that's what this felt like. It felt like an abstract Christian rock album. You know what I mean?
I can see the Radiohead connection, actually, now that you say it, yeah.
And in that way, I really respected it. You know what I mean? Where it was like, that's what I felt like. I felt like it was coming at, like when Bob Dylan made his Christian, albums, it's like, I want to try to approach this, but from a really artistic way, and not just the, Jesus is Lord and he is great, and
the fucking Kanye approach.
It's fucking generic as shit. Like can we just say that the reason why Christian rock has a bad name isn't because they talk about God and nobody likes that. No, it's because they're just the same shit. There's one lyric on Psalms 40 where he says, send me a mechanic if I'm not beyond repair. And the chorus is like, he has fixed his symbol in the sky. And it's like this really cool sounding imagery and shit that I'm like, oh, okay, so it's kind of like we're getting a story, we're getting imagery. Like, sure, it may be about like God is great, his name and stuff, but it's like it's this cool sort of like painting the picture of where he is that brings you in. Hell, there's one song that's about him like breaking into his old house just to look around and see who lives there now. That was the most like intimate, touching moment before the song you were talking about earlier. Oh my! Woo!
I don't have a problem if you want to have a touching or moving song. This album didn't even have the decency. They put 2 songs back to fucking back with, I don't remember even the fucking names. I gotta look them up.
Yeah, the song. I had to write down the choruses next to them so I could remember which one is which.
So you got, just over halfway through, you got Matthew 25:21. Followed immediately by Deuteronomy 2:10. Deuteronomy 2:10 is my highest rated song on the album. And that is the one that fucking got me.
Oh, it wasn't the Matthew one.
No. The fact that the Matthew 25:21 weakened the lid on the pickle jar, so to speak. So then when Deuteronomy 2:10 followed it up immediately, it was like, nope, I was not prepared for this. This is too much. And that one was what got me. The fucking song about animals going extinct. If you got a cheat code for me, it's sing a song about animals. Even if the song is like happy about animals, I'm probably gonna well up. But if you're talking about animals and you're singing it from the point of view of animals slowly going extinct, yeah, that's gonna get me a little bit.
Let me get some tears out of you. Shannon was a good dog.
Wait, what was that one?
That song that Casey Kasem with Brian Wilson. Shannon. The Matthew 25. The lyric, I think it was like right at the end.
The story is, dude was on tour and his wife called him and said, hey, my mom, the lead singer's mother-in-law, doesn't have much longer. He cancels the show that he was supposed to do that night, flew home, visited her in the hospital, and it's a purely autobiographical song that doesn't take a lot of artistic liberties. It's very straightforward of just telling you about the experience.
It's like a Father John Misty type album.
Yeah, but only in those couple tracks, because there's another one later, Isaiah 45:23, is from the point of view of a man who is dying, and knows he is dying, and doesn't have much longer. But it's fucking catchy as hell. It's like hopeful and cheery.
Exactly, and there's one lyric in the chorus where he's like, I'm not the body that imprisons me.
I won't get better, but someday I'll be free, because I'm not the body that imprisons me. God damn it! That is so fucking good.
Right?
That is so good.
Philippines? I'm gonna do that. Philippians?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where he says, the good people said he was with the angels, but he hears smoke alarms. And I just thought was like what the fuck? You know, like, it doesn't elaborate beyond that. It just, like, repeats that part. And it was just, like, that really dark, like, you know, oh, you wish the best for someone, but you don't know what they went through in their lives, so, you know. Just ideas like that just, like, you know, imprint on you as you listen to the album, you know what I mean? I really enjoyed it, you know, the musical ups and downs and all that shit, and the abstract, weird, cool shit that, like, had that tinge of, like, you know, but there is a, like, faith in God in this album, but it's so dark sounding in that, like, it really does pull you to bleak places, you know? So when it does reach those heights, like, you know, you kind of feel it, you know what I mean?
Instrumentals on this album are really fucking solid. The drumming sounds so good. I really like how there's a couple tracks that have real good use of timpani, just kind of like there to emphasize either like a looming danger, like in Samuel 15:23, it's just kind of in the background. Real good use, sparing use of strings, but when they show up, it's very effective because it is so rare.
It's a mainly acoustic album, right? Like, that's what I got.
Yeah.
But there were, like, 1 or 2 points where you'd hear something that sounded digital, like on the last song.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lyric where he says something like, clear as an insect's wings in sunlight, and then immediately you hear this electric, wah, like, underneath, and just makes this just, like, you know, just atmosphere where you're just, like, it sounded like this pure lyric, but then there's something kind of dark following it, you know?
Yeah, that one was super menacing, and I wouldn't have got this exactly from the lyrics, but apparently it's about driving to the middle of the desert to torture a man.
What the hell? Didn't pick that up.
The only line in the song that draws that at all is where he says, I tied his arms behind his back.
Okay.
Other than that, there aren't any other, like, really specific descriptive lyrics that paint that picture. It's all very abstract, but the songs are very well written. I do kind of wish there was more of a variety in the singing style. It did get a little monotonous.
He sounds a bit like a serious Weird Al, you know, at some points.
Kind of loud whisper through almost the whole album, and he doesn't really get too much more jazzed or energetic than that, which maybe for the album, that's the tone they called for. But there was one or two songs that were more up-tempo, and I kind of wish, like Romans 10:19, the energy didn't match the music at all. Like, it didn't even meet it halfway, so that was kind of frustrating. But yeah, I can't complain too much, man.
What would you give it?
I ended up giving it a 4.
I'd give it a 4.5.
So we also got another album review requested by Zachariah Jewell, requesting Between Somewhere by Token. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
We've listened to this album before, right? Like, I wasn't alone in this. I can tell from your response. This
is like, I'm the YouTube rapper who's gonna be more than you think I'm gonna be.
Oh my god, dude. Okay,
but look. I just need my shot, even though I failed that first couple of times.
Oh! Who just did this? Were we listening to? Fucking
Quest, the Sylvian LeCue.
Sylvian LeCue. Exactly.
Another guy a couple of years ago, very generic album cover, but it was about like New York. You know, New York, we're doing our thing, and we're rappers, and I'm coming up in the world, and you better look out for me. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but you gotta stand out. You know what I mean?
There was absolutely nothing unique or different or interesting about Token or the stories. If you really want to call them that.
I'm going to go to bat for him a little bit. I thought that there was a very real sense of self-awareness that I don't get on other albums.
Yeah.
So, like, that actually was able to pull me in a lot more. Where he would have lines where it's just like, am I just using this for drama? I don't fucking know, but I just know that, when I write music, this is what fucking happens. Like, there's a lot of sense of that to the songs where he's just like, look, I'm just trying to be as real as I can, and if that means that I'm going to do this, then I do that, and we're artists that are afraid to fail, no matter how much success we get. All our confidence is only fan-made. All our compliments are only backhanded. Wanted fame, and now we complain about it. Reached our destination, but we crash-landed. I love that there is, he has more of a sense of self-awareness in the sense of, he'd probably hate to hear this, but, it's kind of why I enjoy Eminem, right? Because he did shock rap that, everyone was, a lot of people were doing, but there was a self-awareness to it, He'd have a line or two where it'd be like, I'm just doing this to make, half the shit I say, I just make it up to make you mad, so kiss my white naked, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But with him, that self-awareness is, what we get from a lot of rappers is the, I'm on the road and let me tell you exactly everything about my life and all this sort of thing. But what I like about him is that there's a sense of he'll have this song Same Difference where he's like, oh, look at this fucking dude who's just pretending to be my friend and he's just being phony as shit and he's just acting like we're cool and holy fuck, I'm doing the exact same thing where I'm just acting like I'm friends with him.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? So I do enjoy moments like that, and that made him stick out to me. When it's not those songs and it's just the sort of I'm bragging sort of thing, it falls into that, bit of Logic rippity rap territory.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I hate to draw the Logic comparisons, but you knew they were coming. I like what he says in some of the songs, but the way he says it doesn't grab me hardly ever. He says some things that really make you take notice, really make you reflect on it, but just the lyrics themselves are not that grabbing.
Do you think he piles on the emotionality in a way to overwhelm you in a way? You know what I mean?
In a way. Let's just start right at the beginning with Somewhere in Between. It's an explosive intro track. I'll give him that. It got my highest rating. It's my favorite song on the album. He does this thing where, okay, it's somewhere in between. So what are we playing? We're talking about he's somewhere in between a good and bad son. He's somewhere in between being famous and being underground. He's kind of in the middle ground. And in that time, he's telling this story about his relationship with his parents. He's telling the story about the relationship with the industry as a whole. His experiences. He's like, oh, I got all this money, but I'm still not happy. Okay, cool. But then it's still like, hey, I got some extra time, right? Okay, cool. Let me shoehorn in this story about how I wrote a song a while ago about a friend of mine who was bullied and how I stood up for him. And everyone said I was a hero because I wrote a song that was like anti-bullying. But what people don't know is that I later befriended the people that was bullying that guy in the first place. So I feel like shit. Huh? Anyway, back to how I got money, but I'm not happy. It's like, couldn't that be its own separate thing? Why does it need to be all crammed into one thing? It's too much.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, later, same difference, he takes a concept that is very interesting. I'm friends with another rapper, and we hype each other up when we're in person, but behind each other's back where we resent each other and we talk shit because we don't want to be friends with the competition, that sense, and that's fine. But is it enough for a whole song though? He ends up repeating so many of the same concepts over and over again about how fake we are. It's like, yeah, I got that. Like this could have been like a verse, but you stretched it out to a whole song, and it's just too much. And a couple songs here, like back-to-back Treehouse and FBI. He's got cool ideas on cool-sounding choruses, but then he repeats the choruses and he just fucking beats them into the fucking ground to where any cool thought, you're like, hey, that was a pretty cool line. I don't need to hear it 20 times, though. Hey, I'm NDA on my DNA. I don't fucking tell what. I FIB to the FBI. It's like, okay, that's pretty clever. I don't need to hear it a million times though. Once and that's it. It loses its impact.
And did you notice that there was knocking at the end of every single
How could you
track?
Not? Oh, okay. Look,
dude,
I hate it. I hate it. I saw that you was conflicted.
Like, that's all he had. And every time you think something's gonna happen and it just doesn't.
Ain't nobody knocking on my door except the postman.
Right.
And then you hear the knock at the door. It's like, okay, then there's knocking at the end of every song after that until the song Mail, parentheses, outro, where his mom, and I hate that this keeps coming up on these albums, the horrible acting on these moms, dude.
Oh my god, dude!
Are you gonna take the pork chops out of the fridge? Are you gonna let that postman knock at the door all the time? Hey,
I'm not gonna lie. This one almost kind of worked because it was like the whole point at the end, right, was that he gets the contract, but he's not that happy, and so like the stilted acting kind of worked towards the effect because it was just like, oh. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But it was just like, at the same time, I was like, this could have used another take, though.
I get him. I get his emotion. I buy into that. It's the mom, though. It's like, I was like, isn't this what you've always wanted? You should be happy. I'm proud of you, son. Like, oh my god, come on.
The only mom who should be on someone's album is Kendrick's mom. She's the only one who can do it.
yeah. I still stand
all your
by
other
that.
moms suck at acting.
Fucking if these are even your real moms, like
like we're accusing them.
If that is even your mom,
how real are you?
Yeah, so this mailman's been knocking for about 40 minutes. And he finally, the mom answers the door.
I think you just leave the fucking package after a while.
I know, fuck's sake. Yeah, and it's like the contract or the letter saying, hey, we're interested in signing you or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, and wasn't there like this really extended part where he goes like, I wonder, it's like the only person who knows me is the mailman, and I wonder if he sees all the stuff that I've gotten, and I wonder if he's like looking at what I've gotten. It's like he's not. He's absolutely not, dude. Like,
nobody cares that much about you, dude.
It was just such an odd thought process of just like, why are you even thinking that?
I wonder if he's snooping through my mail now, too.
He's
what?
Not. He's got a job.
No, he'll lose his job, and that's illegal.
Like, it's just not even a thought, But,
worst cut on the album, because while the sappy whatever songs are not my absolute favorite, the kind of all right. The worst are the braggadocious cuts.
Oh my god, Mom would agree.
Mom would agree. Takes the bronze.
What in the world?
I deserve all the best wishes. Wish all the best dreams. All the best pussy in the world. Even my mom would agree. What?
Who wants to hear this?
I'm sorry. What?
Are you filming the music video and you brought your mom in and she's like, I approve of these blowjobs? Like, what the fuck?
He just looks off frame and sees the fucking Mr. Miyagi, the nod. Yeah. You did it, son. I agree. Mom would agree gets the bronze medal. Flamingo gets the silver. Can I just read? The chorus is beyond whack. But just the fact that we've got 3 woe is me cuts in a row, and then out of nowhere, this. Can't afford a PJ, but I fly in my pajama. I rap my problems. This shit I don't tell mama. Then show my fans like, voila, I'm so fucked up. Ha ha! In school, I just heard blah blah. Oh my god. I want to make some dollar. Don't want to be like Papa. I want to pay bills like magic. Tell them haters. Tada! What? No. Gold. And you. And you. Oh!
With the throwaway fucking guest verses.
Oh my god, yeah, you'd think they would save it, but they don't.
IDK, where he starts off. His verse is the best of all of them. But the way he starts it off, he goes like, duck, duck down, make a nigga run like Goose, pull up in the back street, pull out the heat, scream Ricky, boys in the hood.
Ricky! Oh my god.
My guy,
no.
Tried to rhyme Goose with hood.
Scoop the bitch, I'm the spoon. Bitch the witch, I'm her broom. Dead the bitch, I'm the tomb. Good afternoon, how you doon? I hated this.
Lyric right there.
I fucking hated this. There were so many moments on this album where you can tell he just thinks he's being so fucking clever. And it's like, nah, this is absolutely not it. Speaking of YouTube rapper, did you listen to the song YouTube Rapper?
Yeah.
With your boy.
With my boy. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can't even deny that one.
Motherfucking T-Pain. Not T-Pain. Tech-Nine.
T-Pain. The one time this guy is absolutely my boy and you said the wrong guy.
Your boy T-Pain. No, fucking Tech-Nine. Doing okay, I guess.
Again, it was like, it's one of those moments where it should have felt like, oh shit, Tech Nine's on your track, time to fucking step it up. And like I said, they're okay. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple of lyrics where he goes like, how many syllables can he fill within a second with no content? Use your own logic. No comment. And I was like, did he just come for your boy?
Oh!
And I was thinking, hey, wait a minute, why does everyone keep using Tech Nine collabs to like diss people? What's going on here? Because wasn't there like a Joyner Lucas song with Logic called Sriracha, and it was like Joyner Lucas felt like Logic was disrespecting him by not bringing his A game, so Joyner Lucas is gonna diss him and say fuck you. And then there was apparently another thing where MGK had done a song with Tech Nine. I think it was on Planet. I think we reviewed that album because I remember seeing some of those lyrics where he's like, oh, you know, I pop tarts and I pop stars, you know, where MGK said that one line against Eminem.
Oh,
and so,
yeah.
And so now it's this line where it's like Tech Nine's collabing with somebody, and of course he has to diss someone else. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, Tech Nine just keeps getting caught up in shit. It's like, look, guys, I have nothing to do with this shit.
There's a couple parts, like, Seventh Day.
That one, honestly, it was so weird that I almost kind of enjoyed it. Like,
it had a dope beat, I'll give it that.
It was weird coming off of the song that came before it, right? Because the song before it is fucking, I should get all the pussy in the world. Even my mom would agree. And then it's just like smash cuts to, I was religious as a little boy. Couple of poems to God that whoa, hold on a minute, hold on, wait. How did we get here?
Yeah, I was not ready for this shit. What?
Just say, I deserve all the, look at me, the silly YouTube rapper. Ooh, I'm saying something outlandish. I deserve all the pussy. Even my mom would say so. But let's talk about my religious beliefs as a little boy. Like,
yeah, huh? Okay.
Give me an instrumental or something so I can, like, get a second, you know?
It does a cool switch up beat-wise, and the flow in the second half is a lot better, I thought. So it picks up steam.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's honestly kind of a weird, like, because I remember listening to it the second time and I really enjoyed it because it was just like, it's just going to this weird place for some reason. Like, it's really ethereal, and then the beat just kicks in and he starts rapping. But, like, it's sort of connected because it starts off with him going, like, you know, like, all these things about God, and I believe this, and, you know, I'm not, like, the most religious person, but one thing that always stuck out to me is that, you know, God created the world, and he put so much work until he got it right. But on the seventh day, he did what the fuck he wanted, and then it switches up into the, you know, like, so I enjoyed that sort of, like, just weird tonal switch that, like, oddly works, you know?
I enjoyed that, and there's also a Jefferson Airplane sampling that White Rabbit song.
Oh, was that what that was?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. I liked how he used that.
Cool.
It just kind of like repeated, and it was like kind of creepy. Just how the way it just kind of like hung out in the back, just kind of like not really even being acknowledged. It's just kind of there, repeating in a weird echo, and it sounds kind of scary. And I didn't really know why, but I liked it.
But it just added something weird to it, you know?
That's all it needed to do, and it did that fine. So yeah, like, there's a lot of cool ideas, but not always the best execution.
Oh my god, there's one lyric called Flamenco Video Shoot. So there's a song called Flamenco.
Yeah.
And then later on there's a song called Flamenco Video Shoot. And, you know, to give you another, you know, so his whole thing is that he is, like, you know, crushingly honest. He is very honest about everything, and maybe he's talking a little bit too much about his real life. And just to, like, you know, as a sum up of just, like, what his style is like, the first lyric on this is, I used to promise you I'd keep you out my lyrics. You gonna hate me even more when you hear this. Like, just that. Just like, you know, it's like, you know, it's great that he's so revealing of, you know, his relationships. I would never want to be friends with this person. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, no. So in Flamenco Video Shoot, he's over there doing the fucking MC Hammer music video in his backyard in the pool. And the ladies are bumping and grinding, and yeah, his mom is off to the side. His mom is looking down from the balcony, and she's giving him the nod of approval. She agrees, but the girl, not so much. She takes issue. She's a little jealous. She doesn't like that he's getting all these video ladies rubbing up on your boy, and she takes issue, and that's basically what that song's about.
And, you know, and I was thinking, like, okay, you know, maybe there could be, like, hey, you know, she got jealous because she saw these chicks on him, and he's like, what? You know, it's just a music video, like, don't worry about it. But he then goes on to say, well, I fucked half the bitches at the shoot, but
Oh, yeah, like...
It's like, what?
I'm pretty sure I said the same thing about fucking Quest or whatever. I'm listening to him, right? And yeah, there's a lot of things he's saying. I don't really like him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure I empathize with his plight.
I can't empathize him with, or I can't empathize. I can't like root for him or cheer him on. Really, it's just kind of like
there's just this assumption that you're supposed to like this person. That's the problem with a lot of these albums, and it's like a lot of them. Like, I'm sorry, they're just not that likable. Even if they're not likable, there's at least some, again, Pharrell the Earthworm. You know, we talked about his album, and it's just about his life, but it's so unique and interesting. You want to listen to for the twists and turns of it. With a lot of these guys, it's just like, I'm overseas and I got my merch, but I'm not happy. And, you know, there's only so many places you can go with that. You know what I mean? And it's not that and I don't want to shit on him too much, because I actually do feel like there were songs where he did really good. Like No Service. I think that one was a really good
one. That one was one of the better ones, yeah.
Yeah, like where he says, before my grandpa died, he called me only to remind me every day above ground is a blessing. I didn't pick up because I was underground in the basement in a session. And, you know, he has this repeating thing of just saying no service.
No service.
And so it's just referring to everything related to what he's talking about. Like that one, he's underground, so he's got no service. And it's like he wishes he was, like, there's an interesting thing he brings up where he like really wishes he was on a plane because no one will communicate with him. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have service.
I'm underground, no service. I'm in a plane. I like it because I get no service. But then later, again, another cool idea. He switches around by saying like, when his relative dies, he isn't going to go to their funeral. So, like, no service. I'm not going to the funeral service. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I get it. Again, kind of clunky. A little awkward.
You know.
But I get it. You know? I get what you're trying to say.
You gotta appreciate the effort.
Exactly. It's like, that's a cool idea. I think you did okay with that. Overall, I ended up giving it a 3, which feels more than what I was feeling when I was listening to it. And how I sound reviewing it. It sounds like I was gonna give it a fucking 1 or some shit, but it was fine. It's competent, man. It's just not that good.
The thing about it is, I was enjoying it more. Like, and when we had this discussion, it kind of like laid out a few things. I was like, when you say, some things are a little... So it's kind of like dialed back as I'm looking through it, it's like, did I really need to listen to that song though? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with, and it's not that these songs like completely whack, they're just not necessarily standouts. And for a lot of these to be brag rap songs, it's like you want there to be lines that hit you so hard, you're like, oh shit, I can't believe what he said. You know what I mean? And it's not that there aren't moments like that, but it's just...
It feels weird when you got a guy trying to do in-your-face brag rap stuff in between woe is me type songs. Like, it's kind of jarring, I thought.
Barrel of the gun, let the circle sing. It reminds me of Kumbaya, my lord.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
The gun barrel shouting reminds you of a peaceful song? What? I didn't understand. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, okay, so I'll put it to you like this. He's not on the Eminem level of perfect, lyricism or whatever, but he's not on the Logic level where it's like just speed rapping with nothing actually happening. Like, there is shit happening. You know what I mean? It's just, it may not hit you as hard as he thinks it's hitting you.
What'd you give it?
I was originally going for a 4,
Ooh.
But yeah, because I was looking at all the parts that I really liked, and then you reminded me all the parts I was like, well, that did happen more than normal.
Like, oh yeah.
So, I give it a 3.5, yeah.
Okay. I don't know how many more albums like this I can fucking do. The up-and-comer, he's gonna make us all proud. Man, like, he's gonna be rich for you. He's gonna be famous.
He's gonna be rich for you.
We didn't even talk about that one. I completely forgot about rich for you. Oh,
reminds me of that fucking, who's your boy? The guy who did the, we all want what we all need.
Fashion! Fashion!
Another one who's tried to mix the singing with the rapping, but you're supposed to feel good. You're supposed to feel, for poor, down home little old him,
Yeah.
As he goes on to Money and Riches and says that I deserve all of this and, I'm the best person ever, but it's amazing how a crown just won't change me because I'm the humble rapper.
Oh,
but I still deserve everything I get, though.
Oh, my God. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's episode of the Going Off podcast. Thank you very much for checking us out this week. Thank you very much for listening all the way to the end. We definitely appreciate that. If this is your first time listening to our show, all of our old episodes are on Spotify, so make sure you are following us on Spotify so you don't miss a new episode, and you could catch up on all of the old episodes you might have missed. You can follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yeah, hit us up on Instagram. I'm popping on that at The Real Rap Critic, The
aforementioned Ko-fi. We have a joint Ko-fi. That's Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/goinoff. But we also have our own individual Ko-fis if you want to support us individually. Same with Patreon. We both have our own Patreon pages. Links to all these are in the description if you're on SoundCloud, YouTube, or Spotify. All the links should be on the page. You just got to scroll down and look for them. But they're there. Trust me. They're on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, so that might be a little easier. Who knows? What didn't I mention? We did just have a blowout Black Friday sale on the requests, so I don't think people came through. The requests fucking flooded in, way more than I was anticipating.
Yeah.
But we absolutely appreciate it. That really helps us out in more ways than one. It helps us out financially, obviously, but it also gives us lots of material for the show, so we're not going to be running out of requests anytime soon, so thank you for that. And it also showed a lot of people bringing up some different stuff. We got another Mountain Goats album in there, a few different requests that maybe people wouldn't have normally requested, but because the price was a little less, they felt like, hey, why not? I'll fucking throw this at the boys, see what they do with it. So I appreciate that. But I guess until next week, really want to give you another big thank you. We wouldn't do this show every week if it wasn't for everyone who, waits patiently for the episodes and fucking likes and comments and all that shit and talk about it on Twitter. We do it for y'all. We love you very, very much. And until next week for the Going Off podcast, I'm Muse.
And I'm Rap Critic. And OLL, I need love looking boy. Fake ID can't get in the club looking boy. Remember me from school? Hell nah, you just no love looking boy.